Hello guys. I am Zakaria, the ghostwriter. Today I want to talk about lepara, the walking stick. You have seen a lot of traditional healers go into mountains, rivers, and caves using that stick. You have seen prophets, church members go into mountains, rivers, and caves using that stick. It is important. It is playing a huge role. Obviously, it helps with balancing. In case you are climbing the mountain, you can use it to balance. Obviously, when you are going to a river, walking to a place whereby you don't see because some other rivers are too dark, obviously you're using that stick to gauge how deep that river is so that you cannot put your foot or your feet into a space that you are not even sure of. That's the reason why people get swept by the river. For an example, Vaal, it is quiet. When you're looking at that water, there is no movement, but the movement is underneath. So you might not know. You might put your leg or your foot in the river, and unfortunately you put it in a place where it's slippery. And once you put your foot there, and that's how you see many people losing balance and they end up falling. So the stick is helping also with balance. In case you feel like you are slippery, you can just balance with your stick, and it can, it can go deep, and it can help you with, balancing. And also, others, they, go to these places, using this stick for protection in case they come across a certain situation which they can easily survive, and they are normally going to use the stick to create the distance between them and whatever which is attacking them, so that they can give themselves a chance to get out of that situation. It helps also, it works as a weapon, and we know, the things which have been done via a stick. Even Moses was carrying a stick, and that stick helped people a lot. When they needed to do miracles, when they needed water, he did what he did to that stone, and they got water. When they had to cross, the sea and go to the other side, what he did, he pointed, and the sea opened, and people finally got a path where they can walk and get to the other side when they were running away from the Egyptians. So there is so much which can be said about those sticks. Obviously, others, were told. They don't know the definition or the meaning of why they should carry the stick all the time. They were just told that every time you go to a river, make sure that you carry a stick. Or every time you go there, make sure that you carry a stick. They're carrying a stick, and they have the belief that the stick is protecting me. Yes, it's protecting you. And others, they're using those sticks simply because of those who taught them the ways of mountains, rivers, and caves were carrying a stick. And obviously, they are carrying the stick simply because of they are walking in the footsteps of those who came before them. And others are getting prophecies like your grandfather used to go to mountains, rivers, and caves, and he was using a stick. I personally saw mine when I told you about the dream whereby I was sleeping and I saw the old man was talking to me, and he was telling me that where he is cold and he need a blanket. He need me to go with him so that I can see where he is staying. If I see that, I can always come and visit him, and I can tell the elders the message that he need a blanket. And I didn't know that the blanket is a tombstone, and I told him that I cannot go with him, and he promised me that I will return. And obviously, when I went out, I find out that there were people who were waiting outside, obviously, like, which we can say Mangeloi, which we can say, guiding angels, which we can say, those angels or Badimu who were there. And there was a horse, and we all know what the horse is representing in the spiritual space. And I was told that I should jump on top of a horse, and the old man was carrying a stick, and all those other people were following us until we get to a place where we buried the grandfather. That's how he was showing me where he was buried, because he died before I was born. So when we got there, I can see that it was a gravel road, it was a sandy road, and I can also see the gate. And when I was telling the elders in the family that this is what I dreamt, this is what I saw, and they all said, okay, we know who came, to visit you. It's your grandfather, from your father's side. He's been buried many years ago, and the reason why we couldn't do a tombstone, it was because of that place is a sandy place. And you are right, because of you saw that path, because of it was sandy. That's why we couldn't do a tombstone. And we were told years ago that we should go and do a tombstone for a grandfather. But now, because we see him, he's coming to you direct and he's telling you. That means he's very upset with us because we couldn't even listen to what he was telling us, and that's the reason why he took you to where he was buried. So when people are sitting down and say, yeah, ancestors don't exist, we're just looking at them, we're like, okay. And obviously I shared that story. We went there as a family, we have pictures even now, and yeah, we did the tombstone, and ever since, I don't hear him, talking about he is feeling cold, because we did what he was asking us to do, and we put the tombstone for him. And he is the old man that I know that he was carrying a stick. So some of the things, even when people are telling you, you just look at them and you're like, yeah, I saw him already. He came to me and he revealed himself as the old man who is carrying a stick. So every time, even if when I'm going to these mountains, rivers and caves, I understand why, because of there were those who walked that path before me. And someone was asking me the bad habits of content creators or YouTubers. I said it's because of we share a lot. We share too much with people. But if you don't share, you won't grow. And if you don't share, people won't learn. And when you are a spiritually gifted person, you are gone already. You are gone already, and you have to serve. You don't do things the way you want to do things. You don't have a say in many things. That's why those who didn't want to pay attention, they decided to go their own way, and the person just fall on the ground. And when they're taking them to a prophet or a pastor, they're telling them that this person has a calling, or this person has amadlozi. In my situation, I was never been in spaces whereby I get sick so bad and stuff do happen in me whereby they have to use chains on me, because of when they are speaking, I do listen. I acknowledge my ancestors, and I know that everything is happening simply because God is allowing things to happen. I'm not in a space whereby I am fighting against certain stuff. Sometimes when you just make peace. And you understand that a path is already decided. Many people try as much as they can. Me, I cannot do this. Me, I cannot do that. And that's the reason why, till this day, I am still this person who is still alive and who survived so many stuff, man. And it's because of our pay attention. Traditional healers, they have this song which goes by Nguvumile Ugufa. I accepted my death, and that's why many stuff doesn't feel heavy anymore. And that's spirituality. That's how it goes, man. When you're a spiritual gifted person, you are there to serve. So, and obviously other sticks, when you are carrying them, they help your body to react differently. And they give you a different frequency whereby you can easily sense certain places. And even if when you are in the river or when you are at certain places whereby, some bad stuff are about to happen, those sticks do help people a lot. I see others who are even praising their sticks. They're putting those sticks out there like it's a miracle stick, it's a this, it's a that. It's because of they have seen what the stick can do to them, or can do for them, and that's spirituality, man. That spirituality, they cannot even put it into their Oxford studies and this other University of Cape Towns and Wits University. They cannot even study spirituality and get it right, simply because of it is something that they cannot even master. So it's just how your people are communicating with you, and if they're telling you to use a stick, you use it. And if you can take a look at many people, men and women, they are using those sticks, and those sticks do help a lot. They do help a lot, and that's spirituality, man. And you can even look at other church members that I cannot even mention by name. Look at them. Those few videos that you see of them, look at them, what they're carrying. And you will see how important that stick is. The others, we cannot mention names. You will see them pointing 4 corners of the world. And you ask yourself, why are they pointing using a stick? If you know, you know. And I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. Thank you.